Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Hayley Marie and today we will be painting a simple pink floral bouquet which you can use as a Valentine's piece, make into Valentine's card or add to your personal wall art collection. To begin with, grab yourself some watercolour paper. I'll be using the Stationery Island 300 GSM watercolour paper in size A5 and grabbing my HB pencil ready for sketching. I've got my reference here, a print of my previously painted bouquet. This print will actually be available in my new Snail Art Club along with the line template for this particular painting. You can sign up for this over on my Patreon. Okay, to start with, let's roughly draw a circle and then add a cone shape below, almost making it look like an ice cream cone. I've drawn the circle to show how far out I would like to add my flowers. At the base of the cone, let's draw a jagged edge and it pulled in with some rope, then a slightly wobbly line to show the bunched up areas. Okay, so now we can start with the composition of our flowers. You can follow me along or make up a selection of your own using the same technique. To do these, it's almost like drawing stars. I have 3 lilies, 2 fully open and then 1 facing upward. Do the same with the top right one, leaving part of it missing as there will be flowers overlapping. And if you see here, I have 2 lily buds that are fully closed, so I'll add these here as well. Lastly, going to draw the lily on the side view. Now let's do our pink daisies. When drawing the floral composition, I'll be drawing in simple shapes to guide me ready for painting, rather than going into lots of details. I'll just add circles for the daisies and then when you are ready, start to draw in pointed oval shapes for the leaves. The leaves are great for filling in gaps. Draw them coming out from the flowers and popping out around the outside to give the piece interest. I've got some lavender pieces that I'll draw as curved lines to show where they will go. Okay, so for the next step, if you would like to paint with a faint pencil line, then you can lightly rub out your drawing enough so that you can still see the sketch underneath. We are now ready for the painting. I'll be using my Princeton round brushes in size 2 and 6, then grabbing my Winsor & Newton paint palette to use a select few colours. I have the Permanent Rose, Crimson Hue, Purple Lake, Hooker's Green, Intense Green and Sap Green, the Black and Van Dyke Brown, the white and the cadmium yellow hue. If you don't have these specific colours, don't worry, it's okay, you can work with the watercolours that you do have. So to begin, let's wet our brush. I'm going to paint the lightest colour on my page, which is the very light cream for the lilies, mixing a tiny bit of yellow with a lot of the white as we don't want it to be too bright. Keep adding white until you are happy with the shade. If you do add too much yellow, you can try and lift the paint off the page or dab it away with a tissue. Next we will make a light grey colour, this time mixing a tiny bit of black to the white. And then moving on to our circles, which we will paint with the pink shade Permanent Rose. And just a little tip, to prevent any colours bleeding into each other, make sure that each layer is dry if they are touching on the page. So we'll wait for this part to dry and then move on to the leaves, as a lot of the leaves here are actually connected to the previous painted areas. Grabbing our lightest and brightest green, the sap green, I'm painting leaves spaced out and then a darker green, either the intense green or Hooker's green, up to you which one you do here, as we can go between the two mixing it up on all the other leaves. Once that base layer has dried, we can start to add our details to the flowers. For the daisies, I'm painting lines all the way around, pretending that there is an invisible central point. For the lily, I'm going to paint really light shades of pink as a replica of the star shape of the lily, making sure to only create the shape in the centre of the flower, almost creating a smaller version inside itself. Let's now repeat the liner on the daisies. Grabbing our deepest green, the Hooker's Green, I'm going to paint some shadow and outline on the leaves. As we are using simple techniques for this painting, you don't have to worry too much about too many intricate details. We can practice shading and some simple outlines to make areas stand out. I'll do a mix of layering the deeper greens onto the bright green leaves to add interest to the painting. With the yellow and brown, we can paint the centre of all the daisies, brown in the middle and then yellow as an outer edge. Let's grab our crimson to paint some darker sections in the petals for the lilies. Lilies can have lots of speckled colour on their petals, so we're going to do that on these ones. With that same colour, I'll go back over the daisy lines, not necessarily going over the ones previously added, but just adding a separate layer, giving the daisies some depth. Here it is, a bit closer, so you can see what I mean. When painting a floral composition, there always ends up being little gaps between the main flowers and the leaves. So I always put aside a complementary colour to those already used to add some little flowers. For the lavender, I'll get the brown and paint in the curved lines as the stem. Once dried, add some purple lavender lines at an angle. And then just simply add in some green around the other gaps that you may find. For the floral wrap, I'm going to add more shading, making the section from the string dark and shaded. And then under the flowers too. Then add some fold lines where the creased area would be. With our yellow paint, let's paint the pollen on the lilies and then the little purple flowers. Don't forget that these are actually lily buds. It's going to add little patches of pink. Looking at the rest of the painting, we can just go over one more time and decide where we want to add our last details, remembering to also paint in the lavender if you haven't done so already. To make the lilies more defined, I'm going to add a slightly darker cream colour to outline each petal. And then not forgetting the lavender pieces. And we are finished! I really hope that you enjoyed this watercolour floral tutorial today. If you did, please hit like and subscribe to my channel so that you can watch more tutorials just like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy painting!